Hello Collective, it's Ron here at Becoming Enlightened Together. I have just pulled a typical week-long rune spread. So we got our overall energy, which is in the middle, and we have each day starting from Sunday all the way to Saturday, okay? Now, we start off with our tarot cards. So for the past energy, what I got was the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles talks about working and laboring towards your goals, to being diligent, working hard, long-term goals, looking at those, and hopefully you have a clear picture of what it is that you hope to achieve, and you're working towards that. That's what this energy is telling us. And it's also telling us to be perseverant, to persevere through whatever obstacles, and there will always be obstacles that come in our way, always, okay? Now, for our present energy, we pulled the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups talks about holding on to the past, a sense of resentment, maybe grief and loss. It talks about mourning and a feeling of regret. Now, this may be you. This may be this other party that's coming into our life that we keep hearing about now for almost a month straight, okay? So you'll have to decide that based on who you are. I mean, this is a collective reading, so it's getting out there to all who are watching, so they're all different. Now, in terms of our future energy, we're looking at the World card, and you couldn't have got a much brighter card, especially if you've been waiting for the fruits of your labor to manifest and everything else. This is saying from above that indeed that's exactly what's happening, or will happen very, very soon. It talks about the universe working in your favor. It talks about perhaps travel in your future, success, the completion of whatever your long-term goals are, flights, making basically, traveling by plane, if you will, and rewards, especially for your long-term efforts and so on. Now, some of you may be rewarded in a more fanciful way, playing the lotto or something like that. You strike it big. The universe has unlimited ways of blessing us, okay? But that's what it says that is happening for my collective. We are going to be blessed very soon, so that's a good one. All right, now in terms of my rune pull for the whole week, the overall energy I got is Wunjo. Now, Wunjo stands for wind, harmony. It stands for joy and blessings and affection. It talks about desire and pleasure and fellowship, prosperity, ecstasy and glory. It talks about spiritual rewards as well. Again, just like we're talking about up here, okay? It talks about success and recognition for your hard work. So we see that echoed in both our past energy, working hard towards our long-term goals, and the World card, which says you're getting your jackpot, okay? We get that reflected also for the overall energy of the week with Wunjo. All right, now for Sunday, we got another good rune. Let me see if I can get that focused in. There you go. It looks like the peace sign. This is Algiz in the upright. Now, the last couple times we pulled that rune, it's been in the reverse, and that's a pretty nasty rune. But this time in the upright, it stands for friendship, your soul, optimism, aspirations, fortune, protection, being shielded and having an urge to shield others, defense in other words. This is also used magically to ward off evil, a sense of guardianship, sense of also being connected with the gods, awakenings, in other words, becoming more self-aware, following your instincts or your intuition. So this is a very powerful day to be really going within and seeking out your, your destiny, your advice, and things of that nature. Now, for Monday, unfortunately, we got a not so good rune. Okay, so Legos in the reverse. Now, Legos in the reverse talks about a breach of loyalty. And again, this is why I believe that this Five of Cups up here is talking about that other person that's coming into our lives to deceive us, that wolf in sheep's clothing I've been warning you about for over a month now. Okay? It talks about a sense of egomania, dullness and blindness, a sense of deception and treachery, somebody that's basically inspired by illusions, a sense of betrayal and guile, working in stealth mode, ninja, you know, always trying to ambush, planning, plotting, and scheming. That's what that means in reverse. So that's Monday. So just be on your P's and Q's. Be, very much aware of your surroundings and so on for this week. Now for Tuesday, we got Manaz in reverse. It's not quite as extreme, but it does talk in like manner about somebody who is very selfish. Again, an egomaniac, I should say. Somebody who may be suffering from depression, having a sense of mortality at this time. They may have been diagnosed with something that's giving them quite a bit in terms of pause. Maybe that's why they're acting so foolishly as well. They feel they got nothing left to lose. So they're acting in blindness, self-delusion. They are operating with a sense of cunning and slyliness. They're manipulative. They're very crafty. They are calculated, and they can expect no help from above in this energy. Okay? All right. Now, what we pulled for Wednesday is Nauthis. Now, Nauthis looks like a cross with the horizontal beam slightly canted, as you can see. This talks about, again, needs, patience, omens, stress, obstacles, necessity, delays, but it really is referring to resistances that lead to more strength, okay? Again, it's like I always say, breaking down your muscles, giving them the time to nourishing them and allow them to rest, and then they will grow, become stronger so you can handle more resistance and so on. Same thing with the conflicts that we go through. They have a tendency to do the same thing with our soul and our resolve. They make us stronger, more capable to handle these difficult situations in life. Okay, so that's what that stands for, which goes nicely with this pre-energy Monday through Wednesday. We may have a lot to overcome. All right, and when we get to Thursday, we have Yera. Now Yera is basically, this is where we start to see the harvesting of our earlier efforts, okay? So the fruits of our earlier efforts being made manifest. That's what Yera means. All right? So that's good. We're going to start to see results here. And then Friday, we have Uruz. Now, the last couple times we pulled that one, it's been in reverse too, and it's very negative in the reverse, but in the upright, it's very positive. It talks about having great strength, like that of an ox, being very healthy, being untamed, speed, maybe getting a promotion at work, a sense of courage and freedom, an action-taking room, expectations of success and change, and formulating yourself through your will. All right? So excellent runes for Thursday and Friday. Now, for Saturday, it took another flip for us. Saturday is Fehu. This is the goddess Freya's rune, but it's in reverse too. Now, what this talks about is disappointments, greed and loss, money problems, arguments, loss of property, loss of self-esteem, or perhaps something, something that you hold with value, okay? It talks about the sense of burnout and cowardice and failure. So again, I believe we're talking about this Five of Cups up here. It looks like they're going to try, they're not going to succeed. You're going to get your strength back, and then they're going to try yet again, okay? So whoever this is, they are relentless. And such is the case with the devil. They are not going to give up. So you're going to have to stand your ground. You're going to have to put them behind you and put your foot on their neck. Let them know who's in charge. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean being mean and all that kind of stuff, especially at first, you know, but you want to stand your ground. If you know this person that's coming in, this person that I'm referring to here and pointing out is the Five of Cups, and they start putting you through all of this, then you do whatever it is you have to do, okay? I mean, you have to look after yourself first and foremost. And that's a godly principle. There's nothing wrong with that. When you look at it from a spiritual sense, you have to look after yourself. You have to fill up your own cup of loves and proper emotional balance and everything else before you can pour out to anybody else. Her goal, his goal, is to come in here and deplete you of that energy, to steal and siphon that energy for themselves. Just like you can transmute their negative energy to something positive, they can transmute your negative energy for them to manifest something for themselves. Don't give them that energy. That's the game that they're playing, okay? You have to understand this is spiritual warfare, and that's what this means, okay? All right, guys. So that is the overall energy for the week. I'm going to do one specifically for today where I incorporate both the runes and a larger tarot spread as well, and the oracle cards, and I'll probably do that here in a little bit, okay? Until then, I wish you guys all very well. Stay victorious, and I'll see you in the future in Valhalla. Take care.